Well, Sierra, Skeeter, and I are heading into the Boundary Waters. We've been planning this trip since January. We got four nights, 5 days, and yeah, we got everything we need to survive in the wilderness for the next week. Come on, Skeeter. Oh, you might want to tip your rod down. Your fishing rod on your right-hand side there, or just point it in front of you. Turtle. So we're coming up on our first portage here, and in the Boundary Waters, for those of you that don't know, it is a wilderness area, so like nothing is marked, like no campsites are marked, there's no like signs, no marking tape, no paint on the trees, nothing. So you gotta, I mean, it's marked on a map, so you gotta know how to read a map, but nothing like, there is no sign like here's the portage or anything. You gotta find it. So it's kind of what makes this place special, is that it is like true wilderness. And a lot of these portages and campsites were the same portages and campsites that a lot of the Native Americans would use. So they're like ancient trails, so it's kind of cool. Careful on those rocks. And here comes Cierra with the last pack.
Yeah. Beast mode.
So this is the last challenging portage that we have on this trip until the way back. There's kind of 3 right off the bat on this route, and they're challenging. They're up and down, a lot of rocks, so a lot of ankle breakers. But we are through with those, so it is smooth sailing from here. I think we're gonna come back a different way. We're gonna kind of make a loop, so we shouldn't have to do those more up and down rocky portages on the way back. The other ones are longer on the other way, but they're a lot more flat, so not too bad. All right, so we paddle this river for a little bit, and it dumps us out into a bigger lake. Look at you just motoring.
I know.
So if you're wondering why Skeeter has a life jacket on, I mean, I'm not too big into dressing up dogs. But the water temperature is really cold this time of year, but he is a bird dog, so and I'm not worried about us tipping the canoe, but he has jumped in after birds before. He did it one time on a river, and I had to like one-hand grab him, and I got him into the canoe, and there was a current there, so it was really sketchy. So with him having the life jacket on, it's just kind of puts me at ease a little bit. It's like I kind of get rid of a little level of anxiety, kind of worried about him jumping in if a duck flies over or something. At least I know he floats this way. Can I get you up there any farther or no? Are you good? Go on, go on, go on. Good boy. You try to eat that bug? Okay, so I think this is going to be our last portage before we set up camp. We're gonna paddle around here, and then it kind of opens up into a bigger part of the lake, and we're gonna try to find a campsite up in there. Pretty nice landing, actually. Oh, jeez.
Skeeter, do you want a treat since you were such a good boy?
Yeah, he wants one. He wants several. So we're gonna have something hot no matter what, eh?
Yeah.
We'll get a fire going then.
Okay.
Oh no, oh no.
Oh,
Oh, he saves it. Oh, almost a camp disaster.
it's pretty good.
Much needed.
You said the same thing.
Is what you said?
I said it's pretty good. You said it's pretty good.
Pretty good. These eyes are crying now. These eyes have seen a lot of love like you.
You should stay out.
I actually thought for sure we were going to get dumped on for a second there. You not Semba? It is firewood processing time. How's that for the height?
It's perfect.
That's what I was thinking too. Now that we got camp pretty well dialed in, Cierra and I are going to go out and fish. It's a little windy out there, so depending on the wind, we might go and explore one more lake tonight, but we will see. The main mission is to catch a fish or two. Skeeter, let's go. Come here, Skeeter. Cierra's on the board. Show the folks at home.
Here's my first bass.
Nice one.
That was Boundary Waters trip. Skeeter, let's get this baby back in though.
Oh yeah. You take it pretty good?
Nope, I got it.
Perfect. Nice. I want to catch one over by this beaver house. Cierra and I just took a short little portage. We didn't bring the canoe, we just walked it just to come check out this little lake. It's a really pretty little lake. So we're back from checking out that little lake, and now we're just going to take our time and fish on the way back to just a turtle. Oh yeah, there it is. I see it. Nice. We're just going to take our time getting back to camp and fish. Skeeter? Oh, how's my buddy doing? Giving me a wet willy there, bud. Yeah, we got all day to go, not very far, so. Skeeter, you are being such a good camp dog, buddy. So nice to have you here. Good boy. Good boy. I know, you'd rather be hunting. Looks so good.
It smells so good.
Well, it was a good day today. We made it to where we wanted to. Tomorrow we're actually going to backtrack. We kind of decided to go with a different route a little bit. So we have a couple portages tomorrow. It's not really that long. It's like medium. And then, yeah, we're going to base camp out of a different lake. Anyways, we're going to wind down the night with a couple s'mores.
Skeeter.
But I'll see you guys in the morning.
Come.
Good morning, Skeeter. Come on, Skeeter. Yeah. We're gonna need the caffeine for our paddle today.
Yes, we will.
Just kidding, we're gonna take her easy and fish the whole way, man.
No, we'll be fine. It'll be easier than yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was a good press. It's a 2-pot morning this morning. It's a travel day, so we gotta get pretty wired. Whoa! Really gotta make sure that our coffee Ziploc is sealed properly, because that would be
Don't want to make a mess.
devastating if this came open and spilled all over the barrel. I would definitely take everything out and scoop it back into the bag, though. And that's what he was doing. He's putting his paws up there, and then he'd like lean and like fall and make the whole thing again. Okay, it's like, all right, sit down. No paws on the gunnels.
He's been so good, though.
He has been so good. Yeah, this is really Skeeter's first like long canoe trip,
Yeah.
you know. So
And camping.
and he's been in the canoe several times, like a lot, but usually just for, you know, like a day or whatever,
Or
kind of
for
short.
like not an hour or two.
Yeah, like just a quick little fishing excursion. But yeah, it's a new thing with him, like loading up the gear and having him and everything. But he's done really well, because you know, if you did dump, like, and then you have to scramble to get your gear, the canoe, and then you have to worry about a dog potentially drowning. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah. Is a lot.
Where it's like, okay, at least he floats, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's that. So, well, we've wrapped up our morning coffee. Now we're gonna go get some firewood, because for breakfast we are having McGriddles. So if you're in the market for a water filter, this is the Sawyer Mini, I believe. They make a bigger one. Definitely spend the extra $10 on the bigger one, because the stream that comes out of this, pretty slow. Kind of labor intensive. Go like this though, and kind of clamp like that. You can really get a nice, use your boob muscles.
Yeah.
Just get after it.
We really just need to get the bigger one.
You need to get a gravity filter.
Yeah.
We just hang a bag and call her good. Those are like $100 though, but pretty worth it.
Yeah.
Cut out a lot of time. I mean, this works. It's just annoying.
Yeah. And it does take time.
And I'm a hydrator, so you know. And boom goes the dynamite. Nice work, Camp Chef.
Thanks.
Here's breakfast. It's kind of like a McGriddle, pancake taco, scrambled eggs and bacon. And then Skeeter's got a little plate too, because he's a good boy. Gotta feed the beast.
We're about to pour it, or like that. Just no.
I'm gonna leave it in there. Here you go, buddy. Oh, yeah. I think tomorrow too. Do we have enough eggs?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I like this camp.
Huh?
I like this camp.
That was a good one.
It was.
Skeeter, you ready? Skeeter, you ready? Come on. Come on. Come. Skeeter, over here, bud. Back here.
Big pile.
Can you,
Back here.
can you hop in? Skeeter, right here. Right here. Come on. Get in there. Go on. Go on. Come on. Do I need to help you? Do you need assistance? Come on. Here, bud. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good boy. Sorry, gang. And we're off.
Such a pretty lake.
It is. Had a good time.
Pretty in the sun.
Had a good time here. Portage number 1. So here's the portage that I just carried the canoe down. This one's pretty easy. I think it's only like 45 rods or something like that. Pretty flat.
I think I should change it.
It's up to you. You can try that. I got tube jigs. I got what else do I have? You want to try a tuber? I also have like a little green tuber like this. That might be sexy.
Oh yeah, I'll try that one.
Get him. Okay, so we just portaged around these. Kind of had to make our own portage. I mean, you could tell there was a little faint footpath where the previous groups have gone because the water's really high this year, so we kind of had to put in a different landing to get around these and kind of get creative and go up a pretty steep embankment, but we got her. So now we're gonna go across this little pond. The morale is high, and we're the next portage is right there, and then that dumps us into our lake that we're gonna camp at tonight. Cierra's going beast mode. She's taking the barrel. You got that?
It's so awkward with the life jacket. I don't know how you've been doing it.
Okay, so we made it over to this little lake, and it's wide open. We're gonna have the whole thing to ourselves. Our own wilderness lake.
So romantic.
So here's what we got going on in here. Little ground cloth, our gear, kind of our charging station for our cameras, you know, so we can keep those all charged. And then, yeah, it has this interior bug net, so that's nice. It's got a bathtub floor. This is a 4-season tent again, so you know, you can, during the winter, you don't need the bug net, and this will all just be an open teepee, which is nice. But I do like that they give you a bug net, and it's got plenty of room for Cierra and I and Skeeter, so not bad. Not a bad home for the week. So Cierra and I are heading out, gonna try to catch some fish. The lake is like glass right now, and we have the whole lake to ourselves, so the possibilities are endless.
Oh, maybe it's a bass. I might jump up.
Cierra's got a fish on.
Oh my god. It's a fighter.
Must be a northern. I'll get the net ready here. Oh yeah.
Oh
no,
my
it looks like a bass.
No, a bass would have jumped out of the water.
It's a bass.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Want to grab it? Here, I'll grab it.
There you go, buddy. It's a fish, Skeeter. It's a fish. There's Cierra's fish.
Finally. After us talking about how we were surprised we haven't caught a single thing yet.
Nice kickoff. Looks like you got like.
Oh, it's a northern.
Northern snake.
It's a baby northern. Oh.
Ooh, there you go.
Well, I guess I didn't want to touch it anyway.
That works.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a nice one.
Skeeter. So at normal times, it must be just like a nice little creek that you can easily paddle through.
Yeah. Okay, and we're leaving this campsite. Our portage is just right there. You can see it. I think it's an 85 rodder. Not too bad. That will put us into our next lake that we're going to camp on. Well, I think this is going to be our last portage for the day for sure. And then what, tomorrow's Thursday? So yeah, we probably won't portage again until Friday, the day we leave. And we'll have a pretty easy, like 4 mile maybe, paddle / portage out of here. So it'll make for an easy day on Friday. But yeah, the morale is high today. We're feeling good. We're gonna go get set up at a camp and then do some fishing because we need to have a fish fry. Otherwise, we're going to be eating buttered noodles. Not that those are bad. I actually love buttered noodles, but some fresh walleye or northern pike would be pretty good too. So we've made it to our campsite. We paddled across this huge lake behind me. If you can't tell, it's very windy. It was sprinkling a little bit, but we got here just in the nick of time before the wind really picked up. But we're gonna get settled in here, get our tent set up. This is probably gonna be our home for the next 2 nights. So we're gonna make ourselves comfortable. We should go somewhere. Might be a cigar day. Well, the first order of business is we're gonna get a fire going. That way we can cook our breakfast. So we haven't had breakfast yet, so we're pretty hungry. Oh yeah, she's cooking now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's better.
Oh yeah, that smells so good. Crispy. I was gonna say, I think that those are swans, but I couldn't tell if they were rocks because they were staying really still for a long time. But now they're swimming away into the little bay. Little husband and a wife.
It's adorable. We're done in time. Enough?
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Skeeter, this has hot sauce on it. I'm not sure you're gonna like that, bud.
You already had eggs and bacon, Skeeter.
Maybe you want some of yours. Now that breakfast is over, we're gonna have hot chocolate for dessert. So I got water on there, lake water, and then this is just gonna have to double as my lid, just to heat up the, or just to speed up the boiling process. So you might be saying to yourself, oh, that doesn't seem like a wilderness area, you know, there's a fire grate and all that. And the reason why there is, so the way the Boundary Waters works, I mean, you'd be pretty hard pressed to find a more remote wilderness area than the Boundary Waters in the lower 48 states. You have to get a permit to come in here. You have to stop at a U.S. Forest Ranger station and pick up a permit. They even quiz you on stuff to make sure you can kind of handle yourself in the backcountry. They make sure that you know the rules. And the reason why there is a designated camp fire pit, and there's also a latrine, which is basically just a hole in the ground that you poop in, is because this is home to some of the cleanest water in the world. You can drink right out of the lakes, and if you allow this place to just be a free-for-all where nothing's regulated or any of that, I mean, you know how people are. People will trash this place. You know, you'll have garbage all over, people cutting down trees, pooping all over. You know how people are. So that's why there's got to be designated campsites, and that's also to keep the place wild. That way you're reducing the impact on the surrounding area. You know, if it's a free-for-all and people can just camp wherever they want, you know, people will destroy it. That's just the way it is. Yeah, you can kind of create your own adventure in here. You could, you know, if you stay close to the entry point, you might have a couple people around, you know, if you don't want to do anything too extreme. Or if you want to go on a big adventure and get way out, where you're not going to see anybody and have total solitude and in a pure wilderness experience, you can certainly do that. You know, it's like anything. The farther in you go, less people there's going to be. in fact, know people, because a lot of people, you know, don't want to travel too far. So you kind of get to pick your own adventure. But yeah, this is a very wild place. There is, you know, no phone service. I mean, depending on, you know, how far out you go, there's nothing. You're on your own out here, so you have to have a little bit of knowledge of how to handle yourself in the backcountry. I mean, people die in here every year. Drowning, you know, hypothermia, storms, you know, trees fall on people. It's really sad, but that's the reality. So when you're out in a place where there is no help and it is all on you, you know, you have to have just a little bit of knowledge on how to handle yourself, you know, in case you get yourself in a real situation, because there is nobody here to help you, really. So that's the way it is. But that's what makes this place special, is you kind of get that feeling of, you know, it's kind of rewarding to just take care of yourself and forage your own camp firewood and, you know, cook all your own food and not have any amenities. You know, it's just a tent, and whatever you pack in the canoe is what you get. So that's the way it is out here. That's why it's a special place. It's a bit nutty. Lost of hours.
Oh.
Well, Sierra and I were hunkered down in the tent for a few hours, but the rain has stopped, the lake is calm, so we're gonna go out and fish. Well, we just went out fishing for about 20 minutes probably and got chased off the lake because of the rain. So we're back at camp. Everything's pretty wet, but we're gonna see if we can find some dry firewood to get a fire going. Because it'd be pretty nice to be sitting by right now. Well, the rain just won't let up, so I think we're pretty much going to be chased inside the tent for the rest of the evening, which is kind of a bummer because we were hoping to catch some fish and eat them tonight, but we'll have to do that tomorrow because we are officially out of meat that we brought. So we're pretty much down to pancakes and other miscellaneous stuff, but yeah, we're going to be pretty much relying on fish tomorrow. Well, we survived the rainy day yesterday and night. We're dry, the morale is high. We're having a quick, easy pancake breakfast, and then we're gonna get in the canoe and go out and try to catch some fish because we are out of meat at this point. So if we don't catch any fish, it's gonna be pancakes or buttered noodles for dinner.
Yep. And we want a fish fry.
Cierra may be catching our dinner right now. Is it northern?
I don't know. It feels pretty good. I'd get the net if I were you. Feels big.
It's gotta be a northern. What's the water this way?
Oh my god!
It's big! It's big!
Holy Skeeter. Skeeter, watch out.
No, Skeeter. So Cierra just caught a 30-inch northern, so pretty nice fish. Didn't do too much filming. We were kind of worried about, or more concerned with just getting it back in the water because we weren't going to keep one that big. It's still early in the day, plenty of fishing left. We'll get into it, some better eating size And yeah, you know, the more time that thing's out of the water, the less chance it has to live. So out of more respect for the fish, I handled the fish more than doing the filming. But nice fish though.
It was fat.
It was fat. It was a nice fish.
Some good fillets on it.
Yep. So anyways, I was able to release it and had a good kickoff. So all is well. Get it in here. Nice. It's a Walter. It's a Walter.
Oh, that's a minnow. I caught a walleye.
Guys, I just caught this nice walleye.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Cierra caught it, but look at that, huh? Perfect eater. Look at the color on these up here. Nice fish, Cierra.
It's a beauty.
It's a beaut. It's going on the stringer, and that is going to be, Cierra is catching our food right now. We got a little northern on the stringer, and now we're gonna have this. So right in the channel, huh?
Yeah, I guess we're fishing here.
16-inch walleye, perfect. Perfect eater. 16 inches or 16 inches. Here's Cierra's stringer of fish.
Are you recording? Oh, you are.
Northern and a Walter. That's for sure good enough for one meal for us, but a few more would be nice. Good job, Cierra. Thank you for being a provider.
Yeah. Anytime.
So Cierra and I are on the other side of the lake right now. We were fishing. Some wind kind of picked up. We didn't bring any snacks with us. We're starting to get hungry. So we're heading back. But it's like a mile and a half or so, 2 miles across this lake. We got a pretty good headwind right here the whole way. It's not too bad, but starting to get white caps out here. But we're gonna go back and we're gonna have buttered noodles with garlic salt. Kind of a simple lunch. And then we got those 2 fish on the stringer that we'll save for dinner and have fish and chips tonight. But we are gonna go back out after lunch and kind of hang out on our side of the lake since it is kind of windy. That way we don't have to paddle all the way back. And hopefully we can catch a couple more fish to add to our 2 for dinner. Might be a little aggressive. That's a whole box of noodles in this little pot. We'll see. Might be fun.
Not too heavy.
I did make the entire box. Is that enough for you?
Holy, that's a lot. Yeah, that's plenty.
You want to come sit and eat?
No, because there's smoke.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
It's very good.
Come on, Skeeter, let's go bury these. Got supper. So here's dinner. I got the 2 walleye fillets ready for the frying pan, and then the 2 northern fillets. And those are gonna stay skin on. I'm gonna cook them on top of the fire grate, skin down. And you're supposed to be able to do that without taking out the Y bones and just finger eat it, and it'll come right off the bone over a low heat fire. So always wanted to try it, never done it that way. Gonna give it a try tonight. So for this pike, I've never done this before, but I think all you do, I'll wash this rock off after. You just make some slits. So we'll cook those skin down for a while and see what happens. You should be able to eat this with your fingers. It'll just peel right off the bones. So we have northern right here. Our oil's heating up, and then our baked potatoes. We didn't have enough tin foil to wrap them all the way and throw them in the cold, so we're doing them on top of the grate. I'm sure they'll cook, it'll just take longer. Okay, the fish is off the fire. I'm heating up the beans. We're probably gonna have the walleye and the beans first. Northern still has a little bit to cook, and our potatoes still have a while, so we'll be eating this meal in stages. Last bite of walleye goes to Skeeter. Here you go, Skeeter. For being a good boy in the canoe. So the northern got overcooked for sure. It's still pretty good, but it's not exactly flaking off the bones like it's supposed to either. But we'll just finger eat at it, and yeah, it still tastes good. We'll just have to spit out the bones, I guess. Oh yeah. This is what you like to see on your day out when you're traveling. Calm waters. We're heading that way. Just think that 135 rodder, that's twice the distance of that. And then it's just another short, easy one, so not bad. I'm guessing it'll probably take us 4 hours. Maybe a little longer.
Well, our packs are lighter. Our food barrel is lighter.
That's true. Well, I don't know. They all kind of have their own.
It was a really nice site, actually. Yes.
They all kind of have their own spot, right? Or like their own.
Yes.
You kind of get attached to them after you spend a night there.
And that was our first night. Yeah.
Did you hear the geese and stuff last night? Like all night.
Yes, and the loons.
Yeah, it was like for a while there. It was like, holy cow. So this is my first trip using this saw. I'm not sponsored or have any affiliation with them whatsoever, but it's called a Sven saw. S-V-E-N. It's a collapsible saw, and I love it. And you can buy the replacement blades too, which is nice. So I think when I get out of here, I'm gonna buy a few of those just to have them on hand. But yeah, pretty straightforward, you know. Easy setup, easy takedown. If you're not a moron like me. There we go. So it folds down like this, and this makes it way less bulky. Fits in a pack really nice, takes up way less volume than, you know, a bow saw would. So there you go, pretty nice, pretty easy. And it's sharp, it's a good blade. Well, we're about ready to get packed up, start breaking down camp, start the long journey out of here. Should take us 3-4 hours, I would say. Might fish a little bit along the way. But the trip is still not over, you know, still got a long journey ahead of us here, so hopefully it goes well.
Where do you want this cord?
Over here. Oh! Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this, guys? So we're kind of just taking our time getting out of here. Right about here, we're in this little channel where Cierra caught her walleye yesterday, so just paddling really slow, letting her throw her line out, seeing if we can't catch a Walter on the way out of here. Our first portage is right up here. And that brings us into the lake that we camped on a couple nights ago. And then we have another portage into another lake, and then another portage into another lake, and then a creek. And then we're back at the parking lot. But we're not in any hurry to get out of here. It's such a nice day. I wish the water was just warmer so we could just swim.
I know, doesn't it look nice too?
It looks like you could just swim in it, but it's so cold still.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, portage number 2 on our journey home. I think the trail's somewhere up here. Yeah, it looks like that way. Last portage. Probably hard to tell on camera, but this is pretty uphill, and then it's even worse up here. So here this is, rocky and just straight up this mountain. Skeeter's already on the other side though. Okay, the last paddle. This is the lake that we first came out on. So we have this little lake to paddle across, a little creek, and then a short portage, I guess, to our vehicle. So this trip is just about in the books. Just got to limbo this down tree. You guys probably remember that on the way in, and this is about it as far as hazards go. Yeah, the water came down a lot while we were in there.
It definitely got shallower.
Way more shallow. Like 10 more paddle strokes. We're there. Mission accomplished. Oh.
Don't put your project.
Right. We made it. Just got a short portage to the car, and then it's beer time. Made it back home, safe and sound. You know, for a couple people that live full-time off-grid, you'd think that for like a vacation or a trip that we'd go somewhere that has plumbing or something like that, but I guess we do just the opposite. We just head farther out and farther off-grid. Now that we're back, tomorrow's mission, plant our vegetable garden in our raised beds. So stay tuned for that video. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will see you soon.